Alright, so in the last video I had said that I was going to show you guys some of these covers that I liked and things like that. So I just pulled everything out of these two shelves, the one to the right and then the one up above that you can't see currently, just to show you what was in there and shows covers and things like that. This is what was in there in the back though, just to see. It is basically all movie tie-in horror things. So all the Omens, the Prophecy, written by David Seltzer as well, Exorcist, Amityville Horrors, and Poltergeist. So those usually live right here, and then if I find more, they'll kind of go together with that. But so some of these are just ones that I want to read. Some are good covers. So I'll show you a couple that I kind of just want to read at first at some point, or have some good short stories in them. James Herbert did what am I drawing a blank? Oh, like The Fog and Rats and all that. So I'll show you those ones in a minute because I have a few of those. Manstopper, super cool cover. You can see the embossedness there. And this one I got on Whatnot. And this one is somewhere in here. Maybe. There we go. This one is signed. So by Douglas Borton, excuse me. So that's pretty cool. It's a neat one. And let's go like that, I guess. This is a fairly rare one. Joyride. It's a paperback from hell. Super cool cover. And in very good shape, actually. So that one is a kind of a keeper because of the value of it. Interview with the Vampire, just a valuable, maybe not valuable, excuse me, wrong term. Rarer, older, gothic looking cover. How about that? Which may have some value to it, but I'm sure it's not ridiculously valuable. Just a cool little compilation of short stories. That one was thrown in there. These ones as well. Put those aside. Let me see those. Stepford Wives, from the author of Rosemary's Baby. This one's kind of a rare find for me. Jack Ketchum, Hide and Seek. I don't know quite about what this one is about, but it sure looks good to me. That's a cool cover. They were young. They were looking for kicks. They decided to play an innocent game in a strange old house. Hide and seek. First it turned ugly, then it turned brutal. Finally it became a nightmare of horror and violence. None of them was ever the same again. Okay, that one sounds fantastic. Killer Pack. This just sounds great, and I'm pretty sure there's a movie on this one, like a cheesy B movie that was made from this. Savage dogs roam by night and turn a quiet town into living hell. So that one looks cool. I'd like to read that. This is Dean Koontz's pseudonym, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly. And so this one just looked interesting, so I set that one aside. Super cool cover on this one. Probably don't want to read it. This one's not quite up my alley, but it is a very cool cover. So that one set aside in there. I have this short story collection, New Terrors. And check out all the authors in here. If you can see that okay. We got Tanith Lee, Gene Wolfe, usually known for his fantasy or sci-fi. Stephen King, of course, Campbell. Lots of great authors in there, and many more. And then along with that is New Terrors #2. What a crazy cover, huh? Edited by Ramsey Campbell. And this one contains quite a few authors as well. There we go. So those two kind of go together, neat looking ones. This one's very disturbing, just so you know. That is a very crazy cover. And this one I have not looked up yet, but that one may have some value to it. I showed in the last video Bad Brains. I'll show you, it's gross right now. So in case you didn't see it or you missed it or whatever, this is another disgusting cover. That's pretty horrible. So, those are two pretty disgusting ones. This one is a crazy looking one. The Unholy Smile by Gregory Douglas. I don't know why bookstores or reselling places have to put stickers in the dumbest spots. I mean, what? That's like the worst possible spot you could have stuck that sticker. It could have been up here, it could have been out here, it could have been over here. Like, come on, that's horrible. So maybe I'll try and get that one off at some point. Here's another disgusting one. Dead Time, Richard Lee Byers. That's just grody. Is this a Peekaboo cover? No, it is not. All right, some of the other really cool ones that I liked, that I just think are neat looking covers. Demon's Fright. It's got like the embossed hands coming through the grass right there, which is super cool. We've got Just Before Dark. It's like a machine. There's like machines embossed in there with like skeletons mixed in. So kind of cool. Give me a little Terminator vibe right there. And this one's cool. It's got the half and half like skull there of a dog or bear or whatever that is. Looks like a bear. I think it's a bear. I'm gonna go with bear. I haven't read all the backs of these or anything yet. Crooked Tree. There's a bear, you would think, until you open it and what the that is kind of weird. Death Spore, Harry Adam Knight. Just a really cool looking. I love the erased, the embossed covers that have, you know, neat looking, not just simply that it has a word, but like has, you know, tons of detail to it. Monster. This one just sounded good. You got the embossed squatch cakes there. Might be good. All right, another one. Sins of the Flesh. Don Davis, Jay Davis. This one has the Peekaboo cover. I think they're really called like die cut covers or something, but this one is an awesome one. Check it out. That is a fantastic Peekaboo cover. I mean, how creative. So creative. I love it. So, really cool cover there. This one, I was hoping it was actually like Chucky, but it's not. But check it out, the raised, like embossed glove with the little claws coming through. It's just pretty cool looking. This one, oh, this should go over with the movies. This one is a movie novelization of Asylum. It looks pretty good too. I'm gonna throw that over there with the movies. The Swarm. This is a fairly, I don't know how rare it is, but it is a paperback from hell that's, you know, I've never seen before. So, The Rats, James Herbert. This one, I think you can find them somewhat easy, like online. I don't find them. You're probably not going to find them in the store or at a thrift store or what have you. So, I'm excited to read this one. I grabbed all of them. The Domain and Lair too, which will probably come up here in a second. Paul Anderson, The Devil's Game. Paul Anderson I only know from writing sci-fi and fantasy, so I find it interesting to find these guys that cross over to like horror genre or things like that. And I have a lot of like short story collections that have sci-fi authors in them that are normally not writing horror stuff, but then they show up in these horror anthologies or collections, and vice versa. I find some of the horror guys in the sci-fi collections, which is really neat. So I love both sci-fi and horror. So A Vault of Horror, it's really cool looking. It says it's a motion picture too. Huh. One of them old-timey motion pictures. I think these ones with this cover are fairly rare. I forget what artist did these, but there's a few in this series that are like this. Pretty neat. This is another one I know from being sci-fi, A.A. Merritt, but what a crazy cover, huh? Someone like Satan's got a foot fetish or something. Weirdo. Stinking weirdo. Hell Tracks. This one just looks really cool. I mean, it looks so cheesy, but that's just right up my alley. I love it. So, Playmates. This is another one with a neat cover on there. Andrew Niederman. I think there's a few of those. John Teeks, I guess you would say. Book of the Dead. Slick cover though. The weird like snake / tiger cat thingy. Looks really cool. The Abyss. I love this quote. I loved the book. The Abyss is very close to being great. So, it's not that great. Is that like a backhanded compliment? I don't know. I loved it. It was almost good. That's kind of what it sounded like to me. I loved it. It was mediocre at best. Garden of Evil. I need to move some of these so I can actually get back here a little bit. There we go. Cool embossed cover as well. Looks great. I like this one. It is a holograph. Pretty slick. Hopefully that shows up okay in the video there. Put the raised lettering here as well. Super cool. Really cool. Flesh Stealer. This is probably my favorite Dracula cover that I've found. It's got the bat and the skull together. I thought it was slick, so this is my copy that I've kept. I find Dracula often, but this is the one I plan on reading at some point and hanging on to. Guy Smith. This is a fairly rare book. I think probably a good 40-50 bucks on eBay. Guy Smith did a lot of wacky novels, like all the crab ones. And this one I think is pretty hard to find. So that was one of the first ones I got when collecting some of these. This one's just creep-tastic right here. Rod Serling's Devils and Demons. And I think he also did the Twilight Zone one. Yeah. Yeah. Gripping Terror, collected by the man who wrote the stories from the Twilight Zone. Yeah. So I don't know who's actually all in this, or if they're all from him. No, they're all different. But we got Serling and Judith Merrill, who I know from sci-fi mostly. H.G. Wells, Dickens. Ben Bova. I found a Ben Bova like thriller horror one the other day, so kind of looks pretty good. This one's really cool. The Lost Children. And I know there's 3 of these ones, and they all have different looks to them, but they're all like skeleton holding a baby or something along those lines. But pretty cool cover. These are just some of my favorites. I mean, I have all the rest of them. A lot of them have cool covers, but these are just some of my favorite ones that I've come across. So, Toy Cemetery, William Johnstone. I mean, there's so much going on with that. It's like holding flowers, got this weird skeleton hand. Smashed up toy face there. Legion of the Dead. Hubie Cave. Pretty cool. Let me know if you guys have read any of these. I'd love to know which ones are killer. Most of Goodreads reviews are between 3 and 4 stars. So I think this is one of the first Crystal Lake novel. Eric Morse. These are pretty hard to find. Don't find these ones too often, so I'd love to find the rest of them, but I'm guessing that it's going to be pretty expensive if I have to find them online or something, you know. Here's one of those Guy Smith ones, Crab's Moon. I mean, it's fantastic. I think there's at least 4 of these Crabs one, maybe more. This just looks wonderful. I cannot wait to read these. So McCammon, Usher's Passing, just cool little race, Halloween type pumpkin with a mansion in there. And we got Sean Hudson, Breeding Ground. This is the sequel to Slugs, which I'm also looking forward to reading. And I've heard it's just a fun read. Here's the first one. Here's Slugs. This isn't a vintage copy, unfortunately, but still good enough for me to try and read it. Domain. This is the sequel. It might be the third one from Rats. I think it's the third one. And Lair is the second one, I believe. So you get the 2-headed rat there, dipped in blood. The rats have returned. I mean, some of these are just so awesome. The Fog, James Herbert, also wrote Rats there. I'm so looking forward to reading this. We have Shirley Jackson, We Have Always Lived in a Castle. This is supposed to be excellent. Also in the Paperbacks from Hell list, along with Hell House. Or not Hell House, sorry, that's Richard Matheson. The Haunting of Hill House. Hill House, not Hell House. The Wasp Factory in Banks. I don't really know much about this one, other than I've heard people say to pick it up and that it's good. And then I think finally here, we've got The Nest, Gregory Douglas. And that is awesome. So these are the ones that I have right now currently that I kind of picked out that are my favorites. Oh, here's a few more. Actually, I set some aside. My bad. Here's another stack. Couple more. Evil Stalks the Night. Just a awesome cover that makes me want to read these books. When I see covers that I just love, I'm like, oh, book's gotta be good, even though I know it's not gonna be. Blood Beast, look at that. It's pretty cool. With the raised gargoyle thing there on the front. Running Scared. And 3 more. Devil's Moon. I don't think this is a Peekaboo, no. Some of the Peekaboos are cheese, but some are great. The Pack, look at that. Fantastic. And then the Gill Goal. And it's just a cool cover. This part's raised, but this part is not. I think that was it. Oh, there's a couple more right here too. Oh my goodness, they're everywhere. I'm sorry. Psyche. Berserker. This one looks super good. I'll move along then. Get it going. The Scarf. Robert Bloch, author of Psycho. So I've never heard of this one, but I'm guessing it's probably a good read. And then I have a few of these. I have a couple in my room right now that I'm reading the short stories out of, but these are DAW short story collections, horror short story collections. So that's one of them. This is another one. And I can show you what's in the other one. This one's got some weird like pages sticking out here. Sometimes in the process of publication, they don't trim the pages on some of them, or they just get jammed and don't quite cut right. So we have Uncle Otto's Truck by Stephen King. David Drake, who I know from doing like military sci-fis mostly. And let's see, Ramsey Campbell, Etchison as well. Tanith Lee, The Man with Legs. So anyways, that's these guys are kind of cool. Let's see what's in this one. I forgot to show. Take a look. All right, so we got Richard Lehman, Ramsey Campbell. Those are kind of the main ones, I think. Some more Ramsey, Thomas Monteleone, Manly Wade Wellman. Nice. So pretty cool. Ooh, throwing them. And then I have these three Clive Barker's Books of Blood. This is number 3, number 2, number 1. And these, I think these are fairly hard to come by. Oh, I thought it was like $1 or something in there. That was weird. And I have not read a lot of Clive Barker. I've read the Hellbound Heart, which is the basically the short story or the novella for Hellraiser. And that one was pretty good. It's pretty disgusting, though. It's pretty demented, so I'm wondering how the rest of his stuff is going to be, and if it's as good as that one, then these should be exciting reads. I think there's a total of 6 of these, so I need to find the other 3 also. All right, well, I think that's it. I think that should cover just about everything from those covers that I have. I mean, there's a ton more. I could spend all day doing it, but those were just the ones that I have stacked in this corner. And if you'd like to see anything else, let me know. I can always spend some time showing you guys some stuff. So other than that, look forward to the next time. Talk to you later.